All right, yeah. Yeah, another Jesse. This is off his channel, the Fallen State channel. I think this is just mainly him upsetting. I think specifically black people in this compilation. Because yeah, it's called "Why Not Go Back to Africa." So, or not, why not move to Africa? Yeah, let's go.
Do you believe that black people should receive reparations?
Yes.
You know, why they didn't earn it, why should they receive it?
I think working on those plantations for 400 years is
None of them worked on a plantation.
earned enough. What do you mean?
None of them worked on a plantation.
I didn't particularly work on the
None of the
plantation,
people
but
were
I had
begging
ancestors
for
who
it.
did.
None of the blacks were begging for
I've
it.
had ancestors who did.
And how much should they get?
That I have no idea. I don't
Amazing.
know, but we can determine a reasonable amount. Let's do this. Would you be in support of endowing black colleges to the level of, say, Harvard?
No, they've already done it with the black schools. Do you wish you had white privilege?
I think every black person wishes that they had white privilege.
Do you wish
if
you
I
had
had white privilege, I'd be a U.S. Senator today.
Do you wish you had white privilege?
Yeah, sure, why not? I'll
president.
take white privilege, why not? I'd probably be a senator.
Why don't you, if you people are so unhappy with America, and you call yourselves African American, mommy
She
African,
looks like the
right?
troll
Why
from
don't you go
Labyrinth.
back to your country?
Well, first of all, because black folk are the owners of the whole planet, everywhere belongs to us. And you can't say because you criticize, that makes you the most patriotic because you criticize so that America correct itself. I'm the most patriotic person you'll ever find because I want America to correct herself.
That's amazing. And correcting herself means to do what?
Correct herself meaning to stop murdering us, to cease and desist killing us, cease and desist raping and robbing, cease and desist the unjust incarcerating of our people, cease and desist flooding our communities with drugs and alcohol, cease and desist poisoning our waters, cease and desist holding on to resources that never belonged to them in the first place and for benefiting from those things. Those are the things that I want them to do. And to, you know what? Show us the money. Show me the money.
See, I told you want money.
Yes,
Begging
because
for
it
money.
belongs to us.
There you
It
go,
belongs
begging
to
for
us.
money.
When we came over here in slave ships, was that racism?
Did you see them facial expressions from her then? How she'd say something, have a big smile, and then her face would go, see, like, that was weird. That was like watching a human, like an alien trying to pretend to be a human. And really, like, overdoing it. Oh, you look at these two. I think I've seen some of these two. But you already know Jesse's going to get crazy on this one.
When we came over here in slave ships, was that racism?
No.
That
It
wasn't
wasn't?
racism?
He just playing.
Why do you
What
say
kind of
that?
show we on, man?
Why do you say that was racism?
To capture and force people to go somewhere that they don't want to go.
And who were the racists promoting that, doing that? Who were the people doing that?
The so-called white man.
No, that's not true.
It's not true.
Black people were sold into slavery by blacks, wealthy, to the Arabs. It was the Arabs who sold the blacks across the world. It wasn't white people who just tiptoed over to Africa and just bought white, took white folks. They were being sold by other black people. Is that racism for black? And they are still doing that today in parts of Africa where blacks are enslaved by other blacks and Arabs. Is that racism?
Every black person is not the
Is that racist?
Okay, so you wanna justify
Real resistance for black people is freedom and respect.
What he's saying is true, really. But yeah, especially in Black America, and I know that it was like more recent there, but black people seem to really have kind of claimed slavery when if you look at the history, everybody was enslaved by everybody. Like it does get into a where do you start? The whole world accepted slavery as not even accepted, that just was the way the world was. No one even questioned it until more recent times. But yeah.
Our freedom, it means
Freedom
respecting the
from
fact
what,
that we
From
can
what?
live.
From who?
Freedom to live however we want to live.
But
Because-
white people don't care how you guys live.
But that's not necessarily true.
No, they want you to go away and live.
Well, at least from history, it tells us that our image, our aesthetics have always been criticized and manipulated by white people.
No,
Yeah.
it's not true.
Yeah.
They lied to you again. Would you date a white man?
Yeah, I would.
But how are you going to have your space away from him?
I can always have my space. I can always create that space.
Would you believe me if I told you that all this stuff that you've been taught and other black kids are being taught about the black thing and white privilege and all that mess is not real? It just, you guys are being brainwashed by angry blacks who want to control you in order to gain power and wealth for themselves. Would you believe me if I told you that's what's really going on?
No, I wouldn't.
You would not believe me?
I would not.
I just read an article in the LA Times last week about racism.
What's the saying? It's hard that it's easier to fool someone than it's easier to trick someone than to convince someone. Fooled. It's easier to fool someone than it is to convince them they've been fooled. But yeah, it is true. Like I said, it is a fact that black people in America was richer under Jim Crow than they are today. Not because of Jim Crow, I'm not saying that, but under it, like even under that actual real life oppression, black people was doing better financially than they are today.
And the white people that were polled said that there wasn't really a racism problem, and the black people who were polled said that there was a racism problem. Now, who's speaking the truth there?
The white folks.
Not necessarily. I'm a white folk, and I don't believe that racism isn't a problem.
There's no such thing as racism.
Well, that doesn't, just because it's a cultural construct doesn't mean it doesn't exist.
No, it doesn't exist.
No, really.
Do you believe racism?
You're a black man, and you're going to sit here and tell me that racism doesn't exist.
And I grew up on a plantation. Racism does not exist. It's a lie. Do you disagree with that?
Oh, please. I pastor an African-American church. I see it daily.
But you're a white woman. You pastor in a black church.
Yeah.
Where's your proof that racism exists?
The proof is in the differences in their salaries.
In their salaries? That's not true. I mean, people work at different levels and at different times and different jobs, so that's not proof.
I have women in my congregation who are caregivers.
Right.
And they are paid to the person less than the women of other races, other colors that work for the same agency.
Okay, so I pay my black employees more than I do my white ones.
Good for you.
More, is that racism?
Good for you.
I'm not sure what that is.
Good for you.
Why not?
Racism is a power differential.
I'm discriminating against my white employees. I'm paying my black people, and my white employees are better workers.
No, it is discrimination.
Is
There's
that
no doubt about
racism?
it, but I'm not sure it's racism.
Why not?
Because the white folks still call the shots.
But I'm calling the shot.
Well,
Jesse's
The
confident.
shots.
if you want
I'm
to
calling the
discriminate in
shot.
that manner, I don't know that anybody would ever stop you.
Is it racism?
No.
Why, if the white man does it, I don't do that, by the way. So why is it if the white man did it, it's racism? If I do it, it's not.
Gotcha, bitch.
Because
Do you believe white people are superior?
No.
Do you believe in white supremacy?
No. I don't believe in white supremacy in the fact that they're supreme, but the white man does have the power to lock black men up, black women up. He does have the power to put drugs in our community, not in their community. He does have the power to hire and fire. So he does have that power.
What does that feel like to hear yourself blaming and complaining about another man and that you can't make it because some other man to keep you down? I don't know what that feels like. I've never had that in my life. What does that feel like to believe that a white man can keep you down, so you got to complain about it rather than overcoming it? What does that feel like?
Well, me being an alpha male myself, I don't know what that feels like.
Are you complaining for other beta males?
No, I've never said that, though.
Getting back to your question of why white people are blamed, slavery.
Slavery?
Was a white person, a white created problem, I guess.
White had nothing to do with slavery.
Oh, well, most of the slave owners were white.
In places like Tennessee, I believe, or one of there, a lot of black people owned slaves in those days.
I've never heard.
Also, there's more slaves in Africa now than there ever has been. like this is, I don't know where people just need to like read history. Like slavery wasn't even, they even thought that slavery was bad at one point in the world. Was just not even there. There was no concept that this was bad. It just was how life was. That's what you did. And normally most slaves would be captured enemies and things like that. But yeah, this thing of like, it's a white created thing is actually the opposite. It's white people that ended it, that stopped it, essentially. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not saying it didn't happen.
And it was the Arabs who went over to Africa, Mommy Africa, and bought the slave from other black people and took them around the world. It wasn't the white people, and anyone that could afford a slave bought one.
I mean...
So what do you think about the attack on white men?
Well,
Is it right?
I understand it. You know...
You understand it?
So I understand why African Americans were angry at white people, because
I'm an ally. You could be wrong, but the problem's with you, and it has nothing to do with white people.
I don't think that that's true, no.
It's amazing. It's really amazing to me that black people feel that white people are superior. It explains a lot too. When I hear and see them protesting and talking about white supremacy, because if they didn't believe it, they wouldn't be saying it. So they do believe white people are superior. And that's why they beg for reparations, affirmative action. And
I think you're conflating white supremacy, which is something that you've kind of applied to this conversation, and not necessarily anything that, I don't know that anyone, I mean, I'm sure some people believe it, but I don't know if that's necessarily the truth that I would
You
speak
say
to.
in your book, white supremacy frame your self-image.
Yes.
And what do you mean by that?
I mean that, you know, if you look in our culture, particularly as a woman, white women are, you know, championed more. They're seen as the beauty standard. You know, I am in a lot of ways the opposite of what is seen as beautiful. And
why? Like, white supremacists don't like you. Why would you base your self-image off of the opinion of a group of people that don't like you? That's the craziest thing I've ever heard in my life. And like Cat Williams said, it's called self-image. It's it's your image of yourself. Well, why would, if you're as a black, it's like, there's black supremacists too, like say, I don't know, Nation of Islam. I don't base my self-image off of what the Nation of Islam thinks of white people or whatever. Do you know what I mean? A militant black group that don't like white people. I don't base my self-image off of what they think. I could give a shit, to be honest. Like that's the craziest thing. Like that's got nothing to do with white people. Like they don't like you. Just don't worry about them. Don't even let it enter your head of what they think.
Country. And as a young woman, you know, discovering myself, developing my self-esteem, you know, looking for representation, I didn't often find it because of white supremacy. Because,
wow.
Yeah.
Do the white women make you feel that way?
Absolutely not.
They don't make you feel that way on your own?
I mean, I don't feel that way anymore because I've become very comfortable with myself as a grown woman. I'm speaking more about how I felt as a 12-year-old girl.
But when you felt that way, did the white women make you feel that way?
No.
And so why do you blame
it's not about
them
individual people. It's about a system and the
about
way
a
that
lie
our
you've been
culture is presented. It's not necessarily about any individual person or even, you know, small group of people. It is a systemic global issue.
And so your self-image then was the white woman better and prettier and better than me?
That's what the world thinks. I don't know that I actually believe that.
So how did it frame your image if you didn't think that?
No, but I'm saying you think all lives matter.
Yes.
And a black life is included in all those lives. So you think black lives matter.
I don't need to say black lives matter. When I say all, I mean all.
So you're including black people.
But I know that black lives doesn't matter to black people.
So you're including black people when you say all lives matter?
Yes.
So that means when I say black lives matter, you agree because you think all lives matter.
I grew up in Alabama under the Jim Crow laws. We couldn't live in certain places like that.
Right.
But we had family. We were better off then than blacks are today, when they can do and live wherever they want. Why weren't we worse off then, under the Jim Crow laws, than the blacks are
Because,
today?
first of all, the reason you grew up under Jim Crow laws is because there were white people who were racist. If you think it's all of a sudden disappeared in 50 years, then I think that you don't actually have a real grasp on how...
His point was, why was Black America richer when America was more racist than now that supposedly it's got way... I mean, obviously no one thinks America is as racist as when there was Jim Crow laws. So obviously things have improved, but black people's financial situation in America has gone down since the country's been left racist. That's what he's got. You start saying, well, the reason you grew up under Jim Crow is because that's not his point at all.
Tenacious some of these beliefs and prejudices are. And the fact that the black family has suffered from many other things, which it clearly has, and I'm not disagreeing with you about that, doesn't mean that therefore there's no white racism in America.
It doesn't exist.
Okay. All right. Look, I mean, I didn't really come here to try to convince you that racism exists.
No, we're just...
I'm saying if you don't believe it...
No, I know it doesn't.
Okay.
I know
How do you
for a
know?
fact.
How do you know?
Because...
So if I hear if I hear a white person make a racist remark, what am I hearing?
You just
it's not true?
First of all, it's not a racist remark. You hear an angry person. It's all based on what they're saying and why they're saying it. You hear an angry person making a comment about someone they don't like.
But what if they make it about a race?
They're still making it about someone they don't like.
But what if they're making it about a whole race?
It's still about people that they don't like. It has nothing to do with the color. It has everything to do with the character of the person.
When you grew up in the Jim Crow laws, was there racism?
No.
So you don't think that when in Nazi Germany was there anti-Semitism?
Let me say this, and then I'll get to that. I want to.
I think you're a little bit playing with words.
No. In reality, our battle is a spiritual battle, a warfare between good and evil. It's either good or it's evil. It's either wrong or it's right. And so whenever you become angry, it causes you to look down on your fellow man. It causes you to blame them. It causes you to judge your fellow man. But if you don't have an anger, you would never do that. And you're able to see people for whom they are, and you deal with them accordingly. But the moment you become angry, you lose that sight of that. Black people, the smart ones you're talking about, they can't even get into the average college because they're not smart enough. They need affirmative action. I did a story recently where black people could not pass the air traffic control test. So Jesse Jackson organization, according to the survey, and the Black Air Traffic Control Union or something like that, they got together and got with the air traffic controllers and decided that they were going to let black people cheat on the air traffic controller test and then hold back the whites and Asian and others who were smarter and more qualified because blacks were not smart enough to pass the test. And so now when you fly back home, there's a possibility you're going to be on a plane. There's some black pilots.
I don't like to fly.
So what? You don't fly?
I don't like to fly.
I don't blame you.
Yeah.
Especially nowadays. Because
this guy, where'd you get him from? This guy.
Because that
I like your humor. Your humor's good.
Can you see coming in for a landing down in front?
Oh, here we go. Everybody here's laughing. It's ridiculous.
Can you see coming in for a landing, and you have this black air traffic controller, the pilot like, air traffic control, about to land. Which landing?
He didn't even get to the joke yet. It's funny.
Like, which landing?
Oh, goodness.
Should I come in on number 1 or number 2?
Is this going to be aired in Harvard or Princeton, you think? This
all
show?
over the world.
Oh, Lord. I was born at night, but not last night. Okay?
And so the air traffic controller said, Mr. Pilot, come in on landing row 1. And then
Mark Furman, dropping the N-bomb more than Eazy-E on a NWA album.
But what's wrong with that?
What's wrong with saying the N-word?
Right.
Nothing if the windows are up. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I'm gonna get killed after this. I don't know if it's considered racism, but you know, when people hear I'm Jewish, you're like, oh, you must be pretty cheap, or you must be pretty good with a buck. To me, that's racist.
But why is that? Jews are known to be good with money and tight.
Well, because I don't think you can say that about all Jews. Like,
Have you ever met a Jew that wasn't good with money?
I mean, you got me on that one. I'm not gonna lie, you got me on that one. But you know, I don't think you can ever group any race or religious people. You can't say all Arabs are terrorists. Well, I mean, you know. But you know what I'm saying, like.
Then why is it whenever you and I are around Arabs, we hold our neck?
I like that, the guy before, because obviously you can see how he's dressed too. He's got that African, yeah, vibe in his dress. So you know he's not going to agree with Jesse. But that's what I actually like. Like, I've been watching Charlie Kirk's videos, and you get to see the kind of good left-wing people and the bad left-wing. Right, there are, just because someone disagrees with you, it doesn't mean they're bad people. And you can just see the character of people. Some people actually come to be like to engage and whatever, but other people literally just come to be arseholes and just try and ruin the thing or whatever. But yeah, I like that guy, where he's just laughing at Jesse, because that's the thing. Jesse is very, very on the nose with things he says, like very brutal. Yeah, but you have got to just got to laugh at him. You just got to laugh at him. He's so funny. He is just funny, and he don't care. That's the best thing about it, is he don't care. But yeah, that's the reaction. Sweet.